what does it mean when they talk about gun control? And what does it mean when they talk about abortion in the same sentence when it pertains to human beings having nothing to do with having nothing to do with a woman getting an abortion, and having nothing to do with even a woman or a man holding a pistol or a gun. Well, what they mean behind that is gun control. So it's what you do with your own gun, because guns, they shoot out bullets. But when you're pertaining that subject along with abortion, it's not about the man shooting his gun. It's about they want that man to control his gun. And Satan just wants your children. So it's like Satan makes up all these rules and regulations. He lures people into becoming gay, and then he'll condemn you for being gay, even though he wants you to be gay, and he wants you to be anybody. Just wants you to he wants you to just be led astray from God, period. And then when you are, then he'll condemn you for it. So the gun control, they're really talking about you controlling your penis, and thou shalt not touch it. So there's that fear and threat. And so you need to be inverted. That way you need to do something instead of aborting your children. You need to feed others, or you need to, just for the glory of Jesus, get inverted and go back to becoming a woman if you're a man, because before you were birthed, you start out as a woman, you start out as a female until everything drops down and then you become a man. That's what I heard anyway. And I still didn't look it up, but just take Jonathan's word for it. So it's all about minding your own business. So God created us with a spark of life inside of us. And I think it's the same for women too. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but it's something that everything stayed inside. And Satan is all about taking your joy away. Even though he'll lure you into joy, but then he'll just non-stop torment you with whatever you do. Whatever you agree with, he'll find something to get you to feel guilty about, so you can't enjoy anything, even though he's luring you into enjoying stuff, but he'll make sure that you can enjoy it. Here's what I say about all this. Whether it's just for men or the women that had the new grub planted inside of it, just drops into the hole, and then that's why SJD shows you the plants growing and how to do it, and it's just all about the host body inside and what's going on there, just referencing that. But I say, even if you're born and that spark is yours, it's nobody else's, it's yours. It's your body, it's your life. It's the way you live on earth. and what you choose to do with your body. Now, if you choose to be something that hurts other people, and you hurt their bodies, or you're purposely trying to make someone's life miserable because you're a gang stalker and you've been assigned to that person from the beginning. And one of the hardest things to believe is that you can be with someone, either married or together for years, like over 10 years, and that person was part of the organization from the beginning. It's a hard thing to grasp, but it is true and it happens. So when people commit sins, here's the problem I have with when people commit sins. When they're committing sins towards other people. If you're committing your sins to yourself, or if you're you have an addiction with porn and aborting your children. So, well, Satan, he wants you to watch the porn. He wants you to stay just in a lustful state of mind. But he doesn't want you to abort your children because he wants to eat them for himself. He wants that food. He wants to recycle it. He wants your spark of life. He wants you to do this. He wants you to do that. That's the part where when Satan involves himself into your life and tries to control you with what you do with your body, and you're not harming anybody else. You're not even harming yourself. You're just whatever. I've been addicted to porn, and the addiction is just, you have a thought and it's like, oh, I remember that, and then you just go do your thing. And then kicking that habit, well, it's just my own thing. So whatever I feel like doing with my body is what I'm going to do with my body. And I don't even care who's watching, because eyes are on you 24/7 as it is, right? When people want to watch what you're doing in your private life, they're the ones committing the sin. So just straight off the bat, if people have this guilt feeling, because I know I have, and it's like, because you just, so many people have their opinions they want to tell you about your life and what you should do and shouldn't do. So when people try to control me in a mindset, like through this YouTube platform where people say things and others can be saying things to try to help you, but ultimately this is your body. You're the one that has to live in your body until the day that you die. And then for those that are on the inside that are kind of stuck, you'll be told that, well, you gotta, if you want to get to heaven, you got to be inverted. And that is true. I believe it is true, where to get to the literal heaven, that was the requirement. You got to become a female. You got to become whatever you are. You just got to, it just needs to be hidden, and it's all inside, and you get sewed up, and you're like an alien, and that's it. But when it pertains to your own body and what you do with your own spark and your own children, your own look, think of it like this. It's not what goes into your mouth that defiles you. It's what comes out, and it's what you talk and slander about other people and try to control people's lives. That's what matters, because we're considered trees. Just like a tree, as a human being, we're considered trees. When trees grow fruit, you pick the fruit and you eat it. And if you are, something's planted inside of you and it becomes a fruit, your tree of life becomes a larger, longer, outlasting tree, and that produces fruit. And that's how you, like, let's say there's no more food And apparently, from what I heard, it's protein. And that's how you're going to survive in your life. But you're condemned, because I think Saul told you not to. Or was it Saul? Yeah. Was it the deal against his own son Jonathan or David that he said nobody can eat until he's dead? Am I getting that story right? And then Jonathan decided to eat the honey, because that's what it's called. And then his father wanted to kill him for eating honey. It's like, mind your own business, Saul. It's your body, it's your life. When you have people trying to control you, it's just one of the most disgusting things that sickens me to death, is when people try to control you. And I've dealt with it in my life, even as your girlfriend or your wife, trying to control you, trying to get you to even feel bad about taking care of yourself. Because I've been through that too. Trying to make it seem like you're in the wrong for doing that. Like, that's you need to leave that. That's for you and your wife, and that's fine if that's what you want to do, or for you and your husband. It's fine. Who's to say it ain't? But when someone tries to make you feel guilty and causes a problem with you for doing whatever you want to do with your body, F you. F you. Because people truly do have guilt, like guiltful type of problems with this subject, as they've been trying to be controlled by others. So abortion, this comes from your body. Now, if they're talking about women aborting their children, which they are too, but this topic about gun control and abortion is specifically talking about a man, or a woman that has the male component, whether it's inside or outside, feeding or not. So they basically want you to, not touch yourself, and thou shalt not touch. You know why Satan's doing it? Because he wants your semen. It's a selfish reason for him. Why were we born with it? Why would you be born with something and then you're told not to touch it, not to do that, not to even enjoy anything in life, as we live in this miserable hellhole down here as it is? It's 103 degrees down here, and you're telling me this ain't hell? And then even if someone's gay and they want to be with their boyfriend, or a girl wants to be with the girlfriend, and they don't bother anybody, and they have a kind heart. Most people I've met that are gay are, I don't know, they just seem to be in the best mood, and they seem to be nice people, and that's truly all that matters to me. I don't care what you do behind closed doors, because I don't surveil you. So I wouldn't give a shit if I had the ability to surveil you. When anybody starts to do their own thing, if I was in surveillance, I would just turn that channel down, or look away, or watch something else, and because it's their own. It's like it's their own decisions. Now, if they're going out raping people, if there's a gay guy, he goes out, he goes and rapes men or something, then obviously that's a problem, because you're harming somebody else. What you do with yourself and to yourself, I don't see it as sin. I just don't see it as a sin that you're minding your own business, you're living your life, and And it's meant to be that way. You're meant to just have privacy, but you don't. Do any of us on Earth have privacy down here in this hellhole? I don't think so. Can they surveil us 24/7 at any given point? Yes, they definitely can. But again, if I was in surveillance, it's just people have hatred and bitterness in their heart towards others because of what they do in their life. Mind your own effing business, and you will not be so hateful towards other people because you're trying to control them. And that's what Satan does. He just tries to control you through people. Always minding your business as to what you're doing with your life. You want to be gay? Go be gay. You want to masturbate on your own? Go ahead and do it. You want to start hurting people, raping people, condemning people? No. That's not the way it works. Although people do that, but it's not the way it should work. They should just mind their own business. I don't have a problem with gay people at all. I don't have a problem with reptilians that are born in a different way than we are with the reproductive. I don't have a problem with people that have done the transformation that went from male to female or female to male. I don't care. What does that matter to me? Like, let me mind your own business. Let me tell you how I feel about what your decision, what you made and you did. But forcing people to do it, making them feel like they're gonna get their dicks chopped off if they don't do it, or that's the part that I don't agree with. You're voluntarily doing something that there's an option to do, is surgical. What does it matter when our bodies die? Where does our spirit go? Well, it goes into a body that, wouldn't it be neither male nor female when you actually get to heaven, because it's not one or the other? But what type of spirit do you have? Is it male or feminine? Because when I leave this body, where's my spirit heading towards? It's going to go into a new glorified, resurrected body. Whether that's literal, and everybody that dies that's laying on that bed, that they have control of you. It's fear the one that can destroy the body and soul. So they can take your soul, your portion of your brain somewhere along the lines that can still stay alive, and just transport it to another body. Or it's all spiritual when you die. It's a spiritual place that you become fully awakened, unlike your dreamland. So what does it matter if you're male or female and you're down here having sex with a male or a female, and then when you die you're going to go either up or down? So is it literal? Do you literally go down to hell if you truly aren't converted? And do you literally go to heaven if you truly are converted? Because at the moment right now, it doesn't seem like good people actually go to heaven. It seems like the sinners are the ones that they live their lives, they sin all, whatever, they're rich, they're elite, and then they go to heaven. Satan was cast out of heaven because he was up there ruling and reigning. And then where was God at in all of this? Well, God just allows things to happen because he shows you in spirit, in the end, how God works. How God is what is the movement of that spirit through these people that run the entire planet, to change their thoughts as to how they used to be so condemning and hateful and doing that exact thing, just like Paul, persecuting and basically murdering Christians through murdering, like murdering your tree of life, whether it's sacrificed as a eunuch or the one church that has no spark because of you being lured into it, believing it's what you have to do, or that is what you needed to do to get to heaven, because you got to Because Satan wants your damn semen, and he wants to have it for himself. That's why this gun control talk and abortion is the real meaning behind what Satan's actually saying. Not so much just actual guns and children being aborted, which is sickening as well after they're born. No, so you can just have a baby and then abort it after it's, as soon as it's, so you can have a fresh living child sacrifice. This fucking world is sick. Sickening. The fact that everybody's controlled by this app too. Just the fact that it's a constant. They try to irritate you, or it's just a. It's like my cat Sev. He's such a natural, typical. Does that natural, typical gang stalking move where, because he's a schizo cat, but he'll wait until you open the door or see him, and then he'll run. It's that thing where they'll just. The gang stalkers, it's like it's the nature of an animal. Though once they know you see them, then they move and get out of your sight, or then finally pop into your sight.